Welcome back, everybody, to the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament 2013, hosted by Go2 Gamers, broadcasted by Beyond the Summit. We're also your host here on the live stream on the Beyond the Summit channel. I'm Gods. Joining me is wonderful LD, who's been casting for quite some time now. Alienware Cup now here with the Corsair Gaming Summer Tournament, and we have got our final series of the day. Possibly not the final game. It's game 2 of this best of 3. Uebelst, the German squad, took game 1. They're looking to close things out game 2. They're here on the Radiant side, and it's up to TCM to try and stop them. Yeah,
TCM going for a rather different draft this time around. They do favor that minus armor combo. We'll see it again, the Naga, the Dazzle, but no Omni Knight, no Chen, a lot more AoE with the Gyrocopter pick, and they do get some stuns, some actual stuns with the Visage Familiars. Also, a really potent tri-lane. Naga, Dazzle, Visage is nothing to trifle with. You net them, you pop your mirror image, and then you walk in, you heal bomb. That's gonna hurt, and then you throw a soul assumption on top of that. That is a lot of lockdown. Even a hero like Anti-Mage is vulnerable to getting picked off. So I like this draft a lot from TCM, and they rounded off with the Dragon Knight. This feels a lot scarier, even though they go for the Dazzle and the Naga, which aren't the most common heroes. I think in the context of this draft, it's actually a fantastic little pickup.
Yeah, speaking of Anti-Mage, I'm just shocked you would pick an Anti-Mage against these heroes. Naga, Siren, Dazzle, a lot of minus armor, a lot of physical damage as well, and you have a lockdown from an ensnare which you can't blink out from. And then it sort of leads into TCM last picking a hero which is also very good against Anti-Mage, Dragon Knight. He's somewhat physical damage, but just the Dragon Tail's a great way of locking down Anti-Mage with a long stun. And in general, Dragon Knight's good at taking early towers as well, so this is a fantastic lineup against Anti-Mage. German team, Uebelst are going to have their work cut out for them with Anti-Mage pick. It's going to be looking to get a lot of early farm and just split push. He's never really been a team fight unless the Germans get really far ahead.
Yeah, even though in theory Vacuum into Boat into Torrent is a lot of team fight, it's an unreliable one. And TCM have plenty of reliable team fight. Naganet, Song of the Siren, Dragon Tail to start things off. The call down, easy to set up when any of those spells are used. Also, that's another thing worth mentioning, is how strong those spells are in combination. You pop your Song of the Siren, you prep a call down, you end it right as the missile's crashing into the ground. Very easy to execute, does a ton of AoE damage. I'm actually quite scared for Uebelst. As good as game 1 looked for them, I felt like they were largely just able to eke out a win because TCM picked a bit too gimmicky. This is not nearly as gimmicky, but still just very unusual and well-rounded lineup.
They're going to need some great individual plays, which I think a lot of last game was individual plays, because when they started looking shaky and giving TCM space to get back in the game, it was by sort of their questionable team fights, and it looked more like a team of 5 individuals, and that's kind of almost what they need, a strong individual play with the Anti-Mage as far as decision-making goes, split pushing and just farming up a storm, and Kunkka once again exists in the mid lane. He needs to outplay the DK, or it doesn't have to, but I feel if he can win that mid lane, it's going to give Uebelst a big boost going into the mid game.
It's a matchup he should be able to win. We've actually seen it in the past. I believe it was Xiao8's Kunkka. I can't remember, but I know we saw a Kunkka versus DK match at least once in the Alienware Cup or Dota 2 Super League, and seems the Kunkka generally has the big edge there. We'll introduce TCM now on the Dire side, trailing 0-1 in this best of 3. If they lose this game, they're going home. Of course, this is the Corsair Summer Tour 2013, brought to you by Beyond the Summit, made possible by Go2 Gamers as well as Corsair. And for TCM, we have Blueberry Ninja, the Naga Siren, Otzi on the Dazzle, Go Audio, the Gyrocopter, Hawaii Dota, the Visage, and last but not least, Wern, the Dragon Knight.
Well, for the Radiant side, it is going to be the German squad Uebelst. I don't know how you pronounce it. Have not quite figured it out just yet. I'm going to go get some pronunciation lessons from Epi or something after this game. But we've got EDE playing the Darkseer. He's in the safe lane. They're looking to dodge the offensive trial lane. Let's see if TCM pick up on this. Exist going to be playing the solo mid once again on the Kunkka. RMN on the Anti-Mage heading towards top lane. Natural on the Bane. And finally, we're going to have Nature's Prophet in the jungle played by Alex. So They're expecting Gyrocopter safe lane solo, and that's why they're sending the Anti-Mage top, and it looks like they'll get just that.
They're not going to be able to kill Go Audio at level 1, so it won't cost TCM too much. The main thing is, if they want to rotate, they'll have to buy TP scrolls or walk up there. So that'll be a decent start for Uebelst, and they can just react to whatever TCM is doing from there. And if TCM TP top, Uebelst can TP bottom, and then TCM are going to be kind of cornered. So not scouting out the lanes fully is going to hurt them at this stage of the game. Unless they just want to lane against the Darkseer. They could even kill Darkseer safe lane, but you'd much rather shut down this anti-mage in the off lane. So we'll see what they do.
Yeah, they may look for a fast first blood before they rotate top, because giving Anti-Mage a bit of farm, the first 3-4 minutes is okay. It's not like he's getting the battle free right off the bat, as long as you pressure him later on, like around the 5 to 10 minute mark. So if they get a fast first blood, it's great for them, but right off the bat, Atsi is already rotating top. He's going to start looking to use this pool camp maybe, and start helping out TCM as much as possible. Audio needs to be careful, he's almost blocking in the pool camp. Not going to happen
I
though.
wonder if they can just go for a pair of dual lanes here. Naga against Visage, it's actually going to be fairly hard for the Darkseer, and an anti-mage Bane dual lane is not very strong. I would actually give the edge to the Gyro Dazzle in that lane. So maybe they can get away with dual lanes and just ultimately punish the Prophet jungle.
The big issue, I mean, not issue really, they're probably a bit upset that they had to separate the Naga Siren and Dazzle, which is where most of their synergy comes from, as far as the ensnare and illusions with the heal bomb. Not quite the Omni Knight purification, but a Shadow Wave can do some damage, but they need the Dazzle top. He's better at protecting Gyrocopter than the Visage, and it looks like they'll do a decent job of shutting down Gold. Actually went for a level 1 Enfeeble on the Bane, which is causing him to get absolutely no last hits.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup. Why go for anything aggressive when you can't kill with anti-mage? Just limit the Gyro's farm. Smart pickup for him, and now we're going to see Atsi going for a stack here on the small camp, and doesn't have the poison creep, so pulling this isn't going to be possible, but well, we'll see where they go.
Even stacking it's hard, because that small camp goes back so fast. He actually missed that stack.
Yeah, he did.
It's so difficult to do now.
Yeah, he missed the stack. He could just be pulling the regular creep camp. He'll finally amble over, and we'll start pulling it. The Courier heading top. Sentry wards will be the choice. And there's actually no vision here anyway for Uebelst, so these sentries are going to be unnecessary.
I think he thought the pool was blocked because it was manually blocked. I believe it was manually blocked at 30 seconds, and then 1 minute, I'm not sure if it spawned. So I think they thought the pool was blocked, and they really wanted sentry wards to deward, but it's not the case. So these sentry wards actually not needed at all.
So they'll still be able to get something out of this bottom lane. The Naga should be able to see us all right. But Darkseer is now not in any danger of dying anymore. And Visage won't be able to get pull camp experience, so his level 6 will be somewhat delayed. Overall, these lanes are looking better and better for Uebelst as time goes on. And the X factor is the Kunkka mid. As I mentioned, the Dragon Knight's going to struggle against him, at least until he hits level 6, and already we see exists. 17-2, crushing his lane. Boots and Bottle the picked up. Weren't terrified to even approach this Great Wave.
I love the Quelling Blade pickup as well. Just anything to boost up exists or lasting potentially. He's having a great time against Wern in the mid lane, like you said. For the most part, Uebelst is having a pretty good time here. Yeah,
Uebelst having a good time. Ultimately, the Kunkka might not get any kills in the lane, but that's just having this Quelling Blade, and the Quelling Blade doesn't work with Tidebringer for anyone who doesn't know, but that doesn't matter. Just to outlast hit this Dragon Knight is all he cares about, and it still will help you for that.
Yeah, last hits in between will help him, and Wern, he's farming okay. He's going to get a fast ball. Looks like he's actually doing some bottle grow, which he kind of needs here if he's not getting roots and exist. Hits a torrent, actually does a decent chunk of damage to this DK, and while DK's bottle isn't here, if he can hit another torrent, he's got 1 point in X. He hasn't gone for the second point just yet, like we see some of the Chinese solo mid Kunkkas do, but even with just the 1 point, maybe we see a kill attempt here about to happen.
He actually just went Boot Salve, and the bottle also coming out, so he'll have a lot of HP regen. They're waiting for this 4-minute rune. Is it going to spawn bottom? He would really like to luck into one, and it will. An Anviz, a Salve, a Bottle, and Boots. So this is going to be 2 sets of Bottle charges. He will be right back in fighting shape, unless Exist manages to get it first. Salve deployed. Trying to use all the Bottle charges before taking the room, but he's going to spot out Exist. He'll bottle it up. And a lane that was going rather awfully has just been given a big and new lease on life.
Kunkka just going to throw a torrent here. I guess he's got... No, he's actually... Well, he hasn't got plenty of money. He's got an empty bottle here, but he may even bring his career back mid lane and start doing some bottle growing. He'll be less inclined to harass Wern now that Wern has all this mana, and Wern's just going to start throwing mana around. Actually stuns Exist by a creep wave, but Exist, he's pretty tanky. He's not too fussed about this. And now he does get an early second point in X-Master spot. Doesn't actually go for the ultimate. And this is going to guarantee a torrent to land, should he want to go for one. And he can look for an early kill here, especially with Prophet who could TP in.
Yeah, speaking of that Prophet, Alex has just been left unattended in the jungle. It'll be an early Midas rush for him, and that makes sense. Anti-Mage, Prophet, Darkseer, your core is really built around split push. Even Kunkka's good at clearing wave. So getting early Midas, angling for the late game, that's going to favor them, and I have to go back to the laning stage. I can't stress enough what you were talking about and what we discussed is TCM had a very strong tri-lane, but when you break it up, the synergy is just much, like, infinitely weaker than it was with the three heroes together. And just smart laning from Uebelst allowed them to dodge what could have been a very scary bullet.
Yeah, Gyrocopter picks up some fast phase boots, but he's not farming as fast and as well as he'd like, even with the phase boots. And Feeble, no longer taking as much of that damage, only reduces by a static amount. So the minus 30 damage, he can still last hit some with this 52 damage of his, but it's not going to be as much as he'd like.
It's still really hard. 52 damage is under your tower is rather painful, and Go Audio just not able to find any last hits at all. That hurts. That really hurts. As someone who likes to farm a lot, this hurts my soul.
We'll see where the 6-minute rune's pulled. Kunkka's heading top, and he's gonna have it top, but Atsy's there. Oh, Atsy thought there was a torrent. He tried to dodge the torrent. There wasn't actually one there. I think it was a fake torrent. And DK doesn't have mana for any spells here at the mid lane, so Exist, he gets the rune.
Well, he actually
level 7.
He actually didn't even have vision there. I think he just saw Kunkka running in and just assumed there was a torrent coming, like you were saying, but won't be able to find the kill. Or rather, won't be able to deny the
like, DK goes back to base. He had to either bottle crow and while hugging his tower or go back to base, and I think it's a smart decision.
Tower is under attack.
Kunkka's level 7, doesn't actually have his ultimate, but he doesn't. DK doesn't know that, and DK is probably going to pick up something like a fast brace and just give him some extra stats, give him mana pool he needs for an extra node.
There's your first blood. Go Audio dives the top tower, dropped a cooldown. It mostly missed the anti-mage, but it did hit once on the Bane and just continues giving chase, phases his way through the creep wave, picks up the kill, heal bomb, finishes it off. Nicely executed there for TCM, off to a decent start. They did kill the anti-mage though, and now Armen TP's bottom, and I think if they just want to send Darkseer top, they can. They might even go for a kill in Blueberry Ninja. Surge in, blink forward, and they need no back. Actually, I don't know if they can get this kill. Oh, they dove a long way for that. They will back off. Even Alex joining the fight.
Yeah, this is a lot of people coming towards this point. Like, Alex, get that minus man. He's 40 gold away from it. He's going to have minus as well as level 6, so this is looking pretty good, I'd say, for the Radiant side.
Eternal Envy would not be pleased. That gank, it literally 50 gold for Midas. You just farm the Midas, but he's got it now, and he'll be okay.
He's going to have that flying out as soon as possible, hopefully. This is where, like, when you got that Midas, you do not want that crew to be in use. That's one of the most frustrating things possible.
I'd like to see Atsy just place an Observer, a Sentry here if he'd like, and then TP bottom lane. Oh, Anti-Mage actually taking quite a bit of damage. Prophet ult splashes through. That's going to leave a mark. And now Hawaii Dota picked off. Blueberry Ninja on the run. Quelling blades his way through. But Natural's there to cut him off. Has access to a sleep. The Ion Shell will slowly take him down. He gets sprouted. There's no Mana Void. And actually, Blueberry Ninja is still alive and kicking. Finally, he'll go down. They get a couple of kills there. The Midas for Alex now will be purchased and has his boots. That Prophet ult did a lot of work. What a timely ult.
We haven't even seen Kunkka come into play yet. And Uebelst are doing just fine here. Kunkka actually threw a boat. It looks like maybe at mid lane going for a kill. I'm not sure where it was or what it was for, but regardless, Kunkka's farming well, even if he hasn't been involved yet. Once he does, he's a level 8 Kunkka with 2 early points in X torrents, which is definitely the go-to build now, and it means he can really get reliable ganks off.
Yeah, 1150 gold up. Shadowblade will be great against TCM's heroes, especially with this game they have stun.
Top.
Yeah, not going to dive for Starks here. He only has a Soul Ring, though. He is not farming very well. Is there anything in the base? No, just 23 CS. So they did kill him, but they did zone him out quite a bit.
We may actually put some pressure on Go Audio. Go Audio may be forced to just drop a defensive cooldown here.
No
Decides
vacuum.
not to chase EDE, knowing that it's dangerous. And meanwhile, mid lane.
Yeah,
Looks like a bit of a rotation came, but didn't achieve much either.
Party in the mid lane. Wern is getting...
Another Kunkka bow went off. So it looked like Kunkka went in and there was supports there who tried to turn the gank around, but nobody died.
You know, Exist is doing he's forcing a lot of support attention. This is the second game where he's done it on this Kunkka. So even though he hasn't done a kill yet, this is where you have to just admire what he's accomplished, but he might have overextended here. There's a soul assumption, yeah. Well, the caster's curse again. And now Meat on top
Gyrocopter
lane.
at top gets a kill on Dax.
Dyer's top tower
The mid lane was
is
just
under
getting
attack.
greedy. He wanted to do a torrent and then just do one big Tidebringer hit using his double damage room, but the torrent didn't hit the DK. DK sidestepped it, even though Kunkka was in fog. So some nice prediction coming out there.
Fiend script bottom lane on Blueberry Ninja. Mana Void will finish the kill. And RMN would have had to back, did not have his Ring of Health, but now it will pick it up. It's been a slow start for him. And in come the
Anti-mage.
Familiars.
Oh, the Revenants hit the Prophet.
Radiant's middle
Lost their
tower
damage.
is under
Double
attack.
stun on 2 heroes. Will there be any
Dyer's
follow-up? No
bottom
heroes
tower
in
is
sight.
under attack.
Not gonna happen.
They're going to try to farm some birds here. Oh, they get one with the Brain Sap.
Dyer's
That's
top tower
pure
is
damage.
under attack.
Or HP removal, whichever one it is. I always get... never know which spells are HP removal or pure damage.
Yeah, well, I do know Rupture's HP removal.
Yeah.
Very weird, because it goes through BKB, but... then you have some... I guess pure damage does not affect BKB units is the main difference, but... Well... That's...
Well,
that's
you can't... Yeah. You can't actually cast... I think even... You can't cast some spells even at
Dyer's
HP
top
removal
tower
on
is under
BKB
attack.
units, though. It just won't let you cast them.
Right, right.
One of the main differences is HP removal doesn't cancel Blink Daggers. So I guess Brain Sap is pure damage because I imagine it cancels Blink Daggers.
Can you actually blink while you're ruptured, though? I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
Well, we're going into the deep sea here. This is the Mariana Trench of mechanics. Let's take a step back. We'll save that for Lumi and AUI
Stuff
2000.
that's the stuff we don't know anything at all about.
This one-
This cast. But the pro players, that's the funny thing. Pro
Radiant's
players
bottom tower
don't know
is
anything
under
about
attack.
it either.
A few of them do, like AUI 2000, but yeah, the vast majority just... It's not generally
That
necessary.
feel.
If it
Anti-Mage,
feels right.
well, he's going to feel his way out of this one. He's going to blink out. 40 HP, Song of the Siren gets popped, but he's blinked left. They thought he blinked down under the tower. They're searching and they're not finding. Oh, Anti-Mage went the right way.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Very
attack.
cheeky little play from him, and fortunate too. He's still not farming particularly well. They've done a nice job of keeping the
Radiant
pressure up.
structures are
Sitting at
fortified.
44 CS 12 minutes in, that is
Radiant's bottom
not
tower
very good
is under
farm.
attack.
And TCM, truth be told, none of their heroes are farming outrageously well, but their heroes just do more with less items. So I think they're in a decent position. Here comes a massive teleport reaction. Everybody joins the bottom lane. Hawaii Dota caught in a sprout. No way out. We'll have to try and fight, but Anti-Mage blinks in. The kill will go to Alex. And now on the back foot is going to be Blueberry Ninja. Gets gripped. Call down's there. Only going to connect on the darks here. RMN trying to usher that gyro away, then jumps in. And the kill goes to Alex. Fat Prophet. And in comes DK. Wants to try and end Alex's killing streak. They'll hit 2 with the Flame Breath. Now onto Naturel. Ticking slowly. That poison damage is not fatal, but doesn't need it. Finds the last auto attack. Gets the kill. And it looks like RMN will be forced to blink away. Stops to get one last creep before leaving.
Actually, good to go on. He actually ninjas little
Radiant's
tower there.
bottom
Nice
tower
little
has
bit of cheeky
fallen.
play there. Anti-Mage should have gone for that tonight, but that was a much needed kill on Nature's Prophet, who was just farming well untouched here, and that was going to slow down his whatever item he goes for, be it a mech or a Shadow Blade. And Anti-Mage actually gets scattered out in the trees here on the far right of the map. And we'll see if
Word is actually
Warning-
quelling blading through for this, but our man, he wants to farm this last familiar. He's got a blink if he needs it. He'll TP now. And there's
Well,
no way to
Blade's
punish
done.
it.
Waste his mana. Actually, he didn't really waste it. He was going to TP home anyways, it looks like the Dragon Knight, and picks up a Drum of Endurance, so Warren's got his sort of mid-game items. This is what TCM are playing for. They want to have a really strong mid-game. Like you mentioned, they're not item dependent, they're more level dependent. They're pretty much hitting these crucial levels now, so they'll just get whatever items they can that are cost effective and probably look to take the fight to Uebelst before they get too far.
This could be bad for our man. He's got to blink quickly. He doesn't. He gets caught, and now a Dazzle Heal Bomb could end his life. Oh no. Actually able to escape. In fact, turns it around. Otzi, Graves on the run. Prophet has already teleported to the enemy jungle. Now just going to join this fight. We'll kill him off, and there's an Ion Shell. No Song of the Siren. Could go for another kill. Riptide, our man blinking south. We'll be able to escape. Now a Sprout. Still no net. And is there going to be a TP
Torrent?
reaction? No.
Radiant's
Okay, he's
middle
got an X
tower
soon.
is
He's
under
probably going to
attack.
go for this X Torrent if he can catch up. He's got a Shadow Armor. He's going to get surged. There's your X. Torrent to follow. Should land. Nope. The Torrent was not
Dyer's
immediate
top tower
afterwards, so
is
he actually
under
dodged the
attack.
level 2 X Torrent combo.
Radiant's middle tower
Normally,
has
you
fallen.
just don't miss that combo, but in this case, just it should be infallible. There's your Fiend's Grip. This is going to be the 3rd time that Blueberry Ninja has gotten Fiend's Grip and then killed as a result. That is some serious hate from Naturel, and this Anti-Mage 2-0 and 3. In spite of the fact that our man is not farmed particularly well, he is finding kills. There's your Grave Chill and Hawaii Dota. One by one, into the meat grinder they go. Giving up, I feel, just a bit too much kill goal, but they are going to take a tier 2 mid. It's not all bad for TCM. Or tier 2
towers
mid.
mid here, but it really feels like TCM using this strong mid game of theirs and these heroes who are really peaking right now, they shouldn't be giving away kills unnecessarily, because it just means by the time, like 5-10 minutes from now, it means Antimate is going to be more fun than he should be. TCM could be going mid as 5 heroes. It's better they do that, force a fight and maybe lose a tower, than take 2 towers, lose heroes, and then also give away towers as well top lane. It's just not a good trade that way.
And they're just such a strong 5-man lineup, whereas Uebelst have X, Torrent, Boat, and Vacuum. That's it. No other real 5-man spells to speak of. Prophet Ult does some damage, but minimal lockdown. You've got just so much AoE on TCM, so much burst, so much control. I completely agree. Couldn't agree more. I would love to see them going for that. And if they do want to split push and farm, that's okay, but they just have to do it a little bit more cautiously. Get some good observer wards up in the top side of the map. They have none. And be defensive. Don't get picked off. But now it gets, if you want to split push like that, it's a lot harder, because Kunkka just now picked up a Shadowblade and Exist is heading top. They may look to contest this.
Yeah, the Germans are reaching some key levels of items here. The Shadowblade on Kunkka, and Nature's Prophet, I imagine will go for a Shadowblade as well, but he's got the key level of level 11, so level 2 Wrath of Nature can really hurt and do a lot of damage to TCM, who I don't believe, yeah, they don't have a mech, so without a mech, this Wrath of Nature is a huge teamfight spell.
Mid tower dropping fast, there is no glyph, but our man will be forced to blink away. 2 heroes get caught, Naturel and Alex, but the missile comes through, doesn't do any damage or stun, because Alex was still slept, now asleep by Naturel, and he'll look to run away. They're only going to lose this Prophet in the end. Tower will get denied mid, but bottom, EDE applying pressure. Nice play overall from Uebelst. Giving up a Prophet kill like that is fine, as long as anti-mage is farming and they're not doing it all the time. A death here or there to be expected. Still, Battle Fury is coming.
That was all about creating space. Even though the tier 1 tower gets denied, it's a pretty big tower to just take off the map as far as getting some map control, taking away that tower as a focal point, which TCM can TP to. So I like that move from Uebelst, even though they lose a Nature's Prophet. It was a pretty high percentage play. A lot of the time, Nature's Prophet may have even survived. They had to use a Naga Siren Sleep for it. So it's a good play. They need to be careful. Dark's here. He's going to TP up on him. So he gets out of there. I think he realizes that TCM are maybe going to start going for this 5-man Dota, and they're looking at this bottom lane. 3 heroes there already. Gyrocopter, though, unfortunately not there. He's picked up a Shadowblade, sort of heading towards that middle lane, and we'll see whether or not TCM are going to go for that 5-man Dota. If they don't go 5-man Dota now, I feel like they need to take Roshan, and then look to go for that 5-man bottom and take the tier 2, force a fight.
Yeah, they can't wait too much longer. It's not that they don't have decent late game, but they're just going to die to split push. Even if they had, like, 5-6 items on all these carries, you have a Prophet and Anti-Mage of Darks here, and a Kunkka with a Shadowblade. They don't really have to team fight unless they're thrown, or rather their racks are being threatened. So just strategically, TCM, like you said, need to be 5-man. They need to do it soon. They'll go for the Roche first, and it's an uncontested Roche. It's a free Roche. Smart play. Actually, Prophet's going to TP in. They'll spawn some trance, he'll send them into the Roche, but it'll be too late. And he might even die in the process. They should be able to get away with it.
Yeah, when any sentries down there, he could have almost gone for one of the sneaky Roches. Actually, Sentry was further down in the bottom of the river there, so he could have almost snuck his way in there, but for all he knew, there was probably sentries, and it was not a high percentage play. So Roshan for TCM, and should be seeing them yet. They head straight towards the enemy jungle, straight towards this bottom lane, which is already pushing out. I don't think Uebelst wanted to try to defend this tier 2. I think they're better off counter pushing. Yeah, Prophet TPing top, have Anti-Mage farming somewhere, and just defend the tier 3s. They probably don't want to fight into this.
Regeneration.
Yeah, Alex, Shadowblade up, Anti-Mage, Battle Fury coming soon for our men. They're starting to get those next items, the mech on ED as well. I'm sure they're losing in terms of gold. They are. It's about a 3k gold deficit, 1k experience lead. So basically, they also have a Midas. So the gold deficit's actually a bit worse because this Midas doesn't help you fight, whereas everything TCM is built to fight now. But it's the constant age-old dilemma for TCM. They want to go 5-man into the enemy base. They would love to just push down mid right now, but pressure at the top lane will pull them back. And our man, as long as he doesn't die, should have a Battle Fury at the 20-minute mark. Not the fastest Battle Fury by any means, but I think it's fast enough that they'll still have a decent shot here.
Yeah, and they forced those 3 TPs towards the top lane there, so TCM, I guess they want to go top anyways, take this last out of tower. They may start looking to group up there, but they've still got a couple heroes in the enemy jungle. They still need some more items, like on the Naga Siren itself, but TCM, like you say, they do have an okay late game, and with DK with all this gold, he can pick up something like a BKB and start building towards that late game.
Fall down deployed bottom, and then Gyro immediately TP's out. Just wants to be a nuisance. Blueberry Ninja, meanwhile, almost falling to ED in the enemy jungle. Will retreat. Is going for a Lincoln Sphere. This is something that I miss personally. We used to see the Lincoln Sphere all the time on Naga Sirens at the International 2. Was the go-to item. And since then, it's been a lot more of your drums, your defusal. But in this particular game, if you don't get Fiend's Grip and you don't get X-Torrented, you're going to get off song. And I think it's even Prophet Scythe won't be effective. I think this is really the ideal choice.
It's a neat little item here. It's definitely worth getting against this Uebelst lineup. So we'll see if TCM start looking to fight, especially around the time they get that Lincoln space. It's still quite a ways to go, and even with Aegis on their side, TCM not really willing to take too many fights or chances here. They don't have the BKB on Gyrocopter, so the Aegis, while it's great that he can respawn, it's almost like, well, it doesn't really matter when you've got no BKB.
Yeah, if he has to use it, then he's probably dying twice, like you're saying, so it doesn't really matter.
Unless he's baiting a fight with his team of 4 behind him and he dies, then they come in and save the fight, but that's unlikely to happen against the Dark Side.
Well, Anti-Mage's Battle Fury secured, and now he's dead. Also, nice smoke gank by TCM, just straight up the hill.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Anti-Mage just not anywhere near the middle side of the map. Generally, you just want to be top or bottom, not in the jungle, because that's just such a high traffic area, and he will get picked off.
But what do you top and harass ED? Actually going to throw a corner. He's actually going to try and chase this. This seems unlikely to succeed. Yeah, he's not really going to kill here. He knew his team was backing him up, and they're going to try and take this tier 2 tower now. The entire TCM team top, they may even, if I'm them after getting this tower, start chipping away at this tier 3. They've got the Aegis, they've got a BKB on the Dragon Knight, they can really try and make something happen. If they want to wait, they can wait for the BKB for Gyrocopter. He'll have it after this tower, he can actually look to fly it out. Or at least if he gets this tower, he'll have it, which is actually quite unlikely. Yeah, he's not going to get the tower.
Radiant's
10
top
gold.
tower has fallen.
And for Uebelst, having gone for so many carries, so much late game, they just have to keep on split pushing. Cannot fight now. If they do, it should only be to pick off a straggler, a retreating hero here or there. Prophet should be in the enemy jungle, split pushing the lanes, just being as much a nuisance as possible. Spam your ult constantly. Even if you steal a bit of the anti-mage's farm, you just want to keep the creep equilibrium as far away from your racks as possible. And Uebelst, they just need to stall. I would say 15 to 20 minutes is what they'll probably need. Maybe 10 if they find some kills, but the clock is ticking. When you go double BKB, it just doesn't give you much late game. Oh, Alex, caught up. Shadowblade's there, though. And a gem for Otzi, but it's in the stash. This is a nice item against double Shadowblade, and when you have all the outer towers down, you can just put down a network of wards and look to just completely isolate the enemy heroes from leaving the base.
Yeah, TCM are playing this very smart here, although Gyrocopter less so. He's going to get caught by a Fiend's Grip here in the enemy jungle, in No Man's Land. He's got the Aegis, he's going to use it. This could be the good Aegis use we talked about. His entire team is going to be there to back him up, and, well, it's not a productive Aegis use, but it does save his life and he doesn't die a second time.
It was about to end in a minute and a half or so. I don't think they were going to break the base or get to the racks during that time. It's not the biggest loss in the world, but they'll go back to farming now. And to go back to what I was saying, since they went double BKB, they haven't really secured the late game. Even though these heroes can go late, these are not the best farming items. So if they just try to sit back and farm, and they haven't locked Uebelst down on their base with good aggressive observer wards, and just de-warding the entire map, then they're going to lose a far more for sure. So I think just 5-man, group up and push. You got to do it soon.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. Naga Siren, maybe waiting for the Naga Siren Lincoln Sphere, but I don't think it's going to be a big fight-turning item right off the bat here. They don't have Aegis still, so well, they don't have Aegis now, which is maybe saying which is going to be a deterrent. The big thing for Uebelst is we've seen every time they see the 5-man push coming, immediately Prophet TPs to another lane, start split pushing it. Even if there's no creep wave there, he was just TPing to that tier 1 bottom tower, which has no backdoor protection, and just starting to harass it. So I think the smart lane to push for TCM is going to be the bottom lane, so that counter push doesn't come out, but it can still to some extent come top, which is what we're seeing now from Alex. He's forced to TP from Gyrocopter. This is annoying for TCM. They maybe want to push, but they just can't do it.
Well,
they're still being as efficient as possible.
Can I just say that Brain Sap is amazing against these familiars? Every Brain Sap is just a free familiar kill from full HP. That is really nice.
It's pretty neat. It's definitely used. I think the level 11 familiars have more than 300 HP. Yeah, 450. So he needs to hit level 11.
Yeah, unfortunately they've just been grouped up as 5 so much that his level progression is a bit delayed, and We could actually take another look at the gold, the experience graph, see how things are progressing. Uebelst now trail by 5k gold, about a 3k experience lead though for them. That's the Midas effect kicking in. And also, if you look at the map, it's 6 towers up for TCM, or down rather. They've taken from Uebelst. Uebelst only taken 2. I did miss a gyro kill top. Looks like Alex got picked off, but nice early dust from Go Audio. But still, I mean, tower advantage is a large portion of that gold deficit. And they are farming their anti-mage. Prophet dies here or there, but it's still a Midas Prophet. It'll still be very fat if the game continues to go late. And there's your Song of the Siren. Blueberry Ninja just going to run away.
Just defensively, they're farming their anti-mage, but not very fast or efficiently. He only just now gets his Yasha, which is quite a while after his Battle Fury. Normally you just get that super fast Yasha, then Manta style as soon as you get that Battle Fury, but he's been very tentative and just slow in general with this farm, partly because Nature's Prophet is always in lanes. Now he finds a nice little ancient stack. This is going to help him a lot, actually.
Alright,
It's
man.
a good chunk of gold.
Yeah, he heard you and he said, screw you guys, I'm going to be efficient as hell now.
Yeah.
Finds a big ancient
TPs
stack.
immediately. He took a lot of damage for that, but fully worth it. And there wasn't really any way to go. Most of his neutrals are cleared out, so it's actually really smart play.
It also just punishes Go Audio. Got a Helm of the Dominator. You do this to stack, and Alex will get caught in the jungle. There's more dust available. Actually, no, there's not. Go Audio doesn't have his dust anymore. I think he might have dropped it for a TP scroll. And Alex, well, he'll be able to get away.
Still had that one charge early. It's really cool when you see something like getting the dust on a solo or carry hero like that, because 4 heroes of TCM are showing themselves at bottom lane on the map, and Prophet's like, oh, I can split push top, even if a gyro ganks me, I can Shadow Blade away, because gyro's not going to have dust, and things like that can really catch a hero like Nature's Prophet Shadow Blading by surprise.
Our men farming those ancient stacks all over the place is really starting to ramp up his gold per minute. He is now the lead farmer for his team, and not that far behind the Dragon Knight, as well as the gyro. Exist pushing in the top lane, going for a BKB. Pretty big item for him, just to make sure he gets off the boat, even if he doesn't. Even if he just doesn't hit anyone with it, just for the positive buff on your team, it makes a big difference.
Alex is just so annoying at this bottom lane.
Jesus.
Luckily, they should just let this T1 tower go. I guess they want to deny it, or even try kill Alex. I'm not going to do so.
Shadowblade
They probably just
Prophet.
want to deny this tower.
Shadowblade Prophet is like poison ivy. You know,
They
it's
should just let the tower get deny it off, and then he can't do that to any other lane, except if he has a creep wave on top lane. Werne,
Beam Script, Torrent was there,
enough.
easy
Yeah,
kill.
it's enough. Alex is DP top, and
And then a familiar as well. They're
that's
starting to
a pretty important kill for Uebelst as well. It's a very big kill at least.
Our men, all of a sudden, well, this is the anti-mage effect. He stopped dying. He started farming a lot more efficiently, stealing stacks, farming his own stacks. Now, well, he's even going to find Blueberry Ninja. And Blueberry Ninja just can't take this 1v1, not with the DD anti-mage. Our man could blink in and monovoid this and find a kill. Oh, sorry, there's like, it's actually, yeah, never mind that. Got a little excited there.
You could blink in and auto attack him down, or right click him down. He's got
BKB.
Yasha.
Uh-oh. Alex trying to TP out. Is there going to be a Poison Touch? Not available. Already used it. Tower might even fall. Chipping away. Uebelst from every corner of the earth. Exists. Well, might not be so lucky, taking a bit of damage here. In comes EDE, however, surges him back. That should buy time for the dust to wear off and the Shadow Blade to cool down. EDE, tanky, still has a mech. I think he can surge himself if necessary, and it looks like Uebelst, everyone's going to escape. Our men continue to push bottom, has his Yasha. Kunkka not so lucky.
Caught the Kunkka.
Does go
barely.
down. But our man has Yasha, has Manta. 28 minutes in. His farm is not great. We've seen burning with a heart and then working towards a butterfly around the 30-minute mark, but considering what he was up against, this is not bad for our man.
Yeah, he's had a good last couple of minutes. Also, as far as that Ancient Stack steal, also gives him a lot of XP. He's level 17 now, which is pretty important as antimates that you get far ahead as far as levels go. So, TCM, they're going to start having an anti-mage problem very, very soon.
There is a regenerate bottom. Alex will snag that. He's getting closer and closer to the site device. I keep on talking about items for Uebelst and farming because that's all they need to do. Get items, farm creeps, stall the game. Eventually, they will win by split push, unless TCM are very far ahead. And as far as being far ahead, well, that 5,000 gold lead, most of it in the form of tower gold, is looking more and more meager. I think after this Roche Gods, they got to find a way to break this base. If they can't do it during the duration of this Aegis, dare I say it, they're just not doing it.
Yeah, they've got the gold lead, but Uebelst have the experience lead. They've got decent levels here on a lot of their heroes, their carries especially, and, well, see whether or not they can break the base. Kunkka, if he can hit level 16 especially, breaking that base is going to get even more difficult.
Dire's
40-second
bottom tower
cooldown
is
on the
under
Ghost Ship
attack.
and 550 damage.
Roshan
It's so
has
spammable
fallen to
and
the
so hard to
dire.
push into Kunkka.
Arman doing his job. He pushes in the bottom lane. He sicks his illusions onto the tower. Then TP's home. He'll blink back out and continue farming. And now they just need to keep on pushing. Anytime you see TCM in a lane, if it's 2 or 3, send anti-mage to the other lanes along with the Prophet and push, push, push. Do not farm your own jungle unless there's nowhere else safe to farm. Constantly apply pressure. Even if you lose a hero here or there, that's not the end of the world. The main thing is just keep the lanes out. And pretty much the Dummies guide to split pushing there. And so far, well, the Dummies guide seems to be good enough.
The big thing is dying is okay here or there. Sometimes it's for the greater good, or at least you're sort of catching up as far as gold goes. You maybe give a kill here or there. You just can't continuously die and give away kills. It's like Nature's Prophet. Anti-Mage, you don't really want to be dying as well, but he's doing just fine here in his own jungle. He needs to be careful because a lot of TCM heroes are around, but he'll quickly see them. Well, at least he'll see 1 or 2 of them at this creep wave, and he should have a good idea that DK is not going to be alone at this part of the map.
Yeah, Armen up to 2,500 gold, starting to hit his stride now. If he gets that next item, wow, Go Audio's actually gone for boots of travel.
It's for the split push. He's annoyed by the split push, and the way his team can 4-man push bottom, he can counter push the top lane where the Nature's Prophet is, then he can TP in, and they want to take Raxus, which is why he got the boost.
That's true. He will TP in now. It does, of course, weaken his ability to just take this fight, though. We'll see if it works. Torrent, the vacuum, the boat's there. The BKB does come out from Wern. He's a Frost Dragon. Call down deployed. Net on Arman, but he's outside of the call down AoE. They try to break this base. If they can't do it now, doing it later is going to be very, very hard. Go Audio finds 1 kill. Natural next in line. That's 2 that hit the deck. Kunkka buys back. The wall has already been dropped, and TCM are working on their first tier 3 of the game. If they can take this, they might just take it. No sense of wasting your profit up to 3,800 gold. Alex really should buy it, but he goes for the tower deny. They're going to forfeit Rax. Actually, they're going to fight. In jumps Arman. Grave used a bit early. Weren't still fighting. This Frost Dragon is doing work, and I just don't know if they have the damage to take this fight head on. No split push possible for Uebelst. TCM, all of a sudden, they put their foot to the accelerator. And this might be not 1, but even 2 lanes of Rax.
Like you say, they got to do it with the Aegis, and they do just that. They find a way to break through. The wall, it looked perfectly placed, blocking the entrance, but he didn't really get any illusions. The only illusion I saw was a Visage illusion. He didn't combine it with the vacuum. Didn't get the big dragon ultimate illusion, so there wasn't actually any damage really inflicted by the Dark Sea Wall. All it did was zone out the TCM supports because they didn't want to go up to the high ground because of the wall, but nothing else was achieved. Great anti-mage from Boy cancels the DKTP because Nature's Prophet is split pushing top, trying to just do some damage to the tier 3. There is a TP though, it's Gyrocopter.
They do lose 2 lanes of Rax. Losing them this early, 32 minutes in, is problematic. They have the perfect lineup to deal with losing Rax just because of how quickly they split push, but for TCM, you imagine go back and heal and then just go for that 3rd lane of Rax.
If it's one lane of Rax at this point, it's maybe manageable, but 2 lanes, Gyrocopter didn't even use his Aegis. They just go back to this 4-1 split and Gyrocopter teeping in at the last minute. The Boots of Travel was the item pickup which allowed them to do that, because if it's not for that, Gyrocopter has to be bottom end. They can't really 5-man push because Nature's Prophet. We saw what happened at the end soon, but it took him that long to get the creep wave there because of the Gyrocopter counter pushing that top lane.
Yeah, the big hero in that fight for me was the Dragon Knight. That was... he just charges in, he pops his ult, and despite having minimal items, scares everyone away. So much damage just from the splash, the constant slowing, setting up the Naga for multiple Riptides, setting up the Visage for multiple familiar stuns, soul assumptions. Very tanky TCM lineup. They are something of an unstoppable force once they get rolling, and Uebelst, well, hoping not to be an immovable object, but they are. They can't move the Rex. Armen stealing some Ancients here. He's gone for a Reaver. I still wouldn't 100% count Uebelst out, but it's going to be tough from here. If they lose one more big fight, they're going to lose this game.
Oh, top lane. What's going on here? Natural Alexa gets taken out. He was caught in no man's land. Maybe the Prophet was up there who was trying to protect, but he was way out of the map. But the big thing is here that TCM, they're just forcing Uebelst to engage, and Uebelst can't do that without BKBs. I would have almost preferred to see Antimage going for a BKB because he has to take part in these fights, and even with a Heart of Tarrasque, DK stun, Visage,
they found
burn
Go Audio.
stuns, he dies.
No detection. Oh, no.
He had the Aegis anyways, but yeah, not even getting the Aegis. TP's popped, but we healed up. We'll join up with this team. Maybe they lose a tier 2 bottom, but they're fine with that.
If they force the Aegis there once, they might be able to kill him again. But yeah, the other big thing is now he just TP's top and they just go for the gusto. They go for the win right now. TCM are wasting no time. They don't want to get split pushed anymore. Come to us, they say, Uebelst, or we're taking your Rex, or we're taking this game. In comes Anti-Mage. He does pop the Manta style. Doing some good mana burn, but it's all on Wern, who still gets off a Dragon Tail, slowing and kiting everyone. Arman blinks to the left, not the best blink of his life. A vacuum into a boat, perfect. But I think they're just a little bit too big. TCM, too tanky, too buff on these carries. BKBs go off, and they're going to take the fight. Despite the double buyback, this looks to be the end. I'm pretty sure we're going to a game 3.
It looks like we are going to a game 3. TCM are not going out without a fight here up against the German squad. And Uebelst, they fought hard, they defended, they're trying to buy back here, but they're going to get Mega Creeps in. Well, there's no coming back from Mega Creeps, not in 35 minutes with this level of items on Kunkka, on Anti-Mage, on Nature's Prophet. Probably see the GG call coming out any minute.
Yeah, that should be it. Anti-Mage buys back, dies again. No heart in sight for him. They've lost all their creeps. One more soul assumption. TCM, they forced the game 3, and you gotta say, guys, after watching these 2 games, they seem to have the much better team play than Uebelst. And
yeah.
The main issue for them in game 1 was just a little bit too gimmicky and early game of a draft, but this one way more balanced and execute a pretty smooth and polished timing push. Very nicely done.
Yeah. It's nice and fun to watch TCM play just because of how you can tell they just work a lot better together as a team. Uebelst, they've got the superior individual skill. Exist has been winning that middle lane. Aramen, obviously known for being a pretty well-known carry player, and then ED on that Darkseid had a solid game, but the team play of TCM is just keeping them in this, and that's what it comes down to often in these Dota games. Individual skill can win you a game here or there. We'll see if that game 3 is going to be the game that Uebelst can take with it, but TCM, they've been the better team. Anyways, guys, we'll take a quick break now before going to game 3. Big thanks to everyone tuning in here, nice and late or early, depending on where you are. I'm sure it's almost afternoon time where LD is in LA. I'm here in Australia. It's 6 in the morning. It's getting late. We're powering through, but we'll be back soon with game number 3, our final game of tonight, our final series, our final game. I'm LD. Oh, sorry, I'm Gods. He's LD. I'm actually really freaking tired right now, as you can tell, but we'll be back. Game 3 coming soon.